Okay, so someone asked me to do a video of my barn setup so they could see how I organize and arrange everything. So, what do you think, Tia? Kumba? Should we show everybody the place? So we drive in down the barn road, and this is the barn road. Because I live in an extremely wet, muddy climate, I had to put down a lot of this really big road base gravel. And that's what makes this road hold up through the terrible rains so that a hay truck loaded with 2 tons of hay can come down it. So here we have the front gate, and this is the first paddock area, covered in leaves right now, but as you can see, it is covered with 3/4 inch minus gravel. And this is one of the reasons this guy Jax has not had to have his hooves trimmed in 2 years. He wears these down and he keeps them looking perfect all by himself because he has some different footings that he can do that on. So you come in, and this structure is just a pole barn structure, and this is a slow feeder with 2-inch gaps in the metal grate, which works just fine for my horses, except that Odie beats them up with her feet and breaks them over time. And what I've put down here is a rubber mat. I sweep this rubber mat clean, and then I give them some alfalfa on it as a treat. Not just as a treat, but also to provide that necessary protein. So you see, even a drafty like this, who's supposed to be, you know, overweight, easy keeper, hi Taro, and an Andalusian like this, who's supposed to have the same problem, are in awesome shape. Do you see a belly sticking out from a fat horse? No, you don't. What this has enabled her is to build her top line muscle and a lot more strength. So in here, again, I put them on the floor because if I put the alfalfa on top of, say, this grate in the slow feeder, all the little bits fall down in the holes, and then Odalina comes with her giant Belgian elephant hooves and goes stomp, stomp to push it down tighter so that she can get to the alfalfa bits, and then she wrecks my grates. So I also have an empty box here for the, you know, again, I've got them with their salt in there. That's Himalayan pink salt. I have a salt block over here hanging. This is Redmond, natural mineral rich salt. I don't buy any preformed salt blocks. They have a lot of sugar and some chemicals added. This is a Porta Grazer that I was trying out. It's empty right now, but they've gotten better with it. They didn't like it at first, but they actually have gotten this lid off a number of times because they're crafty that way. Another mat for alfalfa, and this is a slower 2-foot slow feeder. So that fits like an entire, you know, anywhere from 65 to 80 pound bale of hay. The big 4-foot ones that are there and out in the paddock area, they fit, oh gosh, 250 pounds of hay. So I only need to fill these once every 2 to 3 days. And here's Odie coming in. So this is a really big old barn. I don't even know how long it's been here for and how long, you know, when something's going to collapse, but this is what's on the property here, so we're making the best use of it. And I also put 3/4 inch gravel down on here last winter. We dug it down to get a lot of the mud out, but you can see that most of that gravel has disappeared and there's just a lot of dirt here. So I'm going to add another layer, probably another box or 2 in here again this fall. And then this barn has this area of the barn is actually concrete, and it was put here. The guy ran cows, so he had, these are the things where the cows put their heads through the feeders before. So the horses will come in here, and here's where I have blocked it off with arena panels to make my hay area. So of course the arena panels have to be far enough out from the haystack that they can't reach their heads over and pull it out. And this part blocks the hay stack from this area. I have blog posts on listentoyourhorse.com that I tell you exactly how to protect your hay in a wet, muddy, rainy climate. You can see I've cleared this out as far as I can, and then I put a big heavy-duty tarp on the bottom. Then I've put pallets and a lighter tarp wrapped around the pallets on top. Then my hay sits on that, and then I cover it with another pallet, and I lean pallets against the side to block it so that the wind can't tear it off. And that's it. That's my setup. Paddock, hay shed, cow barn area. So you see the horses have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, they have quite a lot of covered area where they can eat because it's rainy here for 8 months of the year. That's super important for them being able to maintain their hooves and not get fungal infection on their coat. So this is really awesome that we have such a big area. Of course, they don't stay in here all winter because, you know, there's nothing wrong with some rain as long as they can get dried out. And then the back of the barn here, this is an idea of the kind of junk that was in here. This whole barn was filled. I moved it out. In this area, I just thought, screw it, and I blocked it off with arena panels. Love arena panels, so portable and handy. And then you come out here, and there's multiple exit points from this barn, okay? There's this one here. There's that one over there. I find if you've got a herd of 4 horses or more, you need a minimum of 3 exit points if they start scrapping. Now, if they're old or sedate, obviously that's not so much of an issue. But even for my guys, just having 2 exits was not enough for them. Someone was getting pinned and getting hurt. So 3 was the minimum for these guys. And then we come out here and we've got some field, a really nice mix of field and forest, and they bolt around here, and the water trough is up by the house there. So you'll see they're kind of destroying this area. It's quite sandy. There you go. So I'm going to actually electric fence this off with a solar fence after I get more land fenced at the very back for them, so that they'll then have enough, and then they can kind of come up the sides, get to the barn, come up the sides, get to the trough. And that's my setup for now until I get my own land.